What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the Patriots quarterback situation here a little bit for the rest of the season. Now, the rest of the season for the Patriots consists of just 3 games, and all of those games are within the AFC East, within the Patriots conference. So, these are going to be still important games for the Patriots to compete in, for them to be competitive with. They have the Dolphins, they have the Jets, and they have the Bills. And a lot of Patriots fans are really calling for Cam Newton's head the past few weeks, but especially after this Rams game where the Patriots really just got railed after they shut out the Chargers just not even a week prior to that. Of course, the Patriots losing 24-3 to the Los Angeles Rams. And looking at Cam Newton's stats here, he was benched for the remainder of the game. He got benched in the fourth quarter with about 10 to 8 minutes left within the fourth quarter. Belichick just decided to roll with Jarrett Stidham at that point, which I don't really think there was much to it. Belichick obviously knew that the Pats weren't going to win this game. There was zero way that Jarrett Stidham was going to come in and just score the Patriots 3 touchdowns. It was impossible. It wasn't going to happen. At that point, it's just a situation of, let's see what you have. You already know what you have with Cam Newton. You know you're not going to win this game. Throw Stidham in and just see what do you have with Stidham. Because really, they don't know. None of us do. Newton had a pretty lackluster game, just like pretty much every single other player, whether it was offense, defense, special teams. It was just a complete team loss against the Rams. I mean, Cam Newton had just 16 pass attempts in which he completed 9 of them for 119 yards. Also threw a pick 6, which wasn't really his fault. And then to go along with that, he was also sacked a total of 4 times, and he rushed 7 times for 16 yards. Now, following the loss to the Rams, of course, Belichick was going to get asked about the quarterback situation. I mean, when you lose, especially you lose a game when your offense is only able to put 3 points up on the board, a big reason why they lost this game. A lot of people are going to give that attention to the quarterback position. So, of course, that was one of the big questions that was asked by the media. And mid-question, I mean, the reporter was only able to get out, what is the quarterback situation going to be like, next week or something along those lines. And Belichick cut him off right as he said it. Are you going to bench Cam next week? And right away, Belichick said, Cam's our quarterback. He actually said that he appreciates the reporter for asking that question, but cut him off right away. Cam's our quarterback. And is this a surprise? No, and it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. Look, the Patriots realistically are out of playoff contention. Now, mathematically, are they? No, but the Patriots had to win out in order to be in the playoffs. If the Patriots won out, chances are they would have been in the playoffs. Chances were looking really good for them. But now, because they lost this game, odds are not in their favor, although there is still a chance that they can. And because there is still that little bit of a chance, everything will have to go perfect for this team. The fate of the Patriots' playoff hopes are officially not in their hands. They have to rely on certain teams winning games and certain teams losing games, and everything has to go perfect for them to squeeze into the playoffs. But because mathematically they are not out of this run yet, it is not impossible for this team to still make the 2020 playoffs, or I guess 2021 realistically. Belichick is going to continue to roll with the best option at quarterback, which right now is Cam Newton. Belichick's goal is always going to be to win games. It doesn't matter if he's already in playoff contention, they already secured the first round seed. He doesn't care about that. He wants to win games. That is the main priority of this franchise, no matter what position you're in, good or bad, whether they are eliminated from the playoffs mathematically. Belichick will always look at the next game as if it is a potential playoff game. Each game is a must-win in his eyes, whether they win or lose. Belichick will always try to win games. And despite how much Cam Newton has struggled this season, especially after coming back from COVID, he is the best option at quarterback for the Patriots. Now, I like Jarrett Stidham. Do I think that he's a franchise quarterback? I don't know. I can't make that argument because we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him start a game. We've seen him in a couple times in crunch time and garbage time. So none of us can say truly what he's able to do. But there's no question mark that if the Patriots want to succeed, that right now Cam Newton is their best option at doing so. I think that a lot of the issues passing-wise that the Patriots are worried with when it comes to Cam Newton are things that Jarrett Stidham is still working through as a young quarterback in the NFL. Let's also remember that receiving-wise, the Patriots do not have much to work with. I mean, again, I've said it many times, all of these receivers that the Patriots are working with are playing above, 1 or 2 spots above, realistically, where they should be. Damiere Byrd is the Patriots' number 1 receiver right now. He's not a number 1 receiver. He's 2 or 3 at best. Jacoby Myers is maybe a number 2 guy, number 3, but he's not a number 1 guy, at least for right now. The Patriots just do not have that number 1 guy, and because of that, their targets are very lackluster. They're being asked to do way more than they're able to do. And because of that, you have to ask yourself, okay, which quarterback gives you more help in the running game? Who's going to give you more of a mismatch when it comes to the opposing defense, when it comes to their ability to get outside of the pocket, run, pick up plays with their feet? Who's going to be more dynamic? And while Jarrett Stidham has the ability to do so, obviously you can't make the argument that Cam Newton is 100% going to be that better option. Now, what we saw from Jarrett Stidham when he came in replacing Cam Newton against the Rams is that he did almost lead the Patriots to some points on his first drive coming out. Pretty impressive, but in the end, his 4th down pass was knocked away by LA. In total, Jarrett Stidham threw just 7 passes. He completed 5 of them for 27 yards, but also took 2 sacks. I mean, didn't even play a full quarter and was already sacked half the amount of times that Cam Newton was. I think that just helps to go and show why the Patriots are rolling with Cam Newton. I mean, let's just imagine if Jarrett Stidham did start this whole game against the Rams, how many times would he have been sacked? You know, I think that goes back to the Patriots not having weapons, guys not getting open. Cam Newton has the ability to scramble around the pocket, extend plays, or at least run it out if he sees that as fit. And Jarrett Stidham just doesn't come close to that ability that Cam Newton has in that aspect. Now, when we break it down, I do think that Jarrett Stidham does throw a good ball. I think that he throws a prettier ball, or at least at a more consistent rate than Cam Newton does. But I think that they're still dealing with a lot of similar issues. You know, I think Jarrett Stidham has issues with holding on to the ball for too long. I think that, he has some issues with decision making. He's good at accuracy, and that's not necessarily the problem. The problem is just more on the end of where exactly he needs to put the ball. And what I mean by that is, does he put it in front of the receiver? Is he going to put it behind the receiver? Where exactly he needs to place the ball is more of the question mark for Jarrett Stidham, not the accuracy part. But because of how vital these learning curves are in the passing game, both for Jarrett Stidham and Cam Newton, you're not comfortable with starting either of these guys because not one or the other is really better at this current time. Make sure you underline at this current time in the passing game. So again, it goes back to you have to ask yourself who's going to be more of a mismatch as a scrambling quarterback. Now, guys, NFL football does continue on this week, which does have a few surprise teams at the top of the standings, and you might not be able to be at a game this year, but you can still get in with all of the action at BetOnline. Now, no matter how schedules change or players that play, BetOnline is going that extra mile to make sure that you can get in on every game this season with the fastest updated odds in the industry. And there's always going to be more options to wager than anywhere online. All you have to do is head to BetOnline today and take advantage of all of their great mid-season bonuses, offers, and contests. Again, that is BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. At the end of the day, guys, Cam Newton is your starting quarterback for several reasons, several obvious reasons. Now, I do understand the other spectrum of people saying, let's start Stidham, let's see what he's got. And I do completely agree. And I'm extremely curious also what it would be like for the Patriots to game plan with Stidham as the starting quarterback for practice the entire week, have him going in as a starting quarterback for a whole game. We haven't seen that. Anytime we've seen Stidham, it's within garbage time. They're not game planning with him as the starting quarterback for the week. I would just be extremely interested to see what things would be like in that aspect. But unless the Patriots are mathematically out of the playoffs, it's never going to happen. And even then, it might not happen. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope I was able to clear up a little bit for you guys on why the Patriots are not going to roll with Jarrett Stidham, why they're sticking with Cam Newton. But what are your guys' thoughts in this? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. But like always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video.